Welcome to another video, another day of trading, and today's analysis was a little complicated for me. As you can see, this is the 4-hour chart, and we are here in a range. You can see we have this big spike to the upside, and then this tail here, and then we're going back to the range. This is the 4-hour chart. As you can see, price is not able to get out of this fair value gap, and also this new week opening gap right here, this one is also rejecting price. Another thing that I'm seeing is that we have this low, then this high right here, and then the retracement that it is formed by this red candle. It goes to the 70% below the 75%, and then we are going back to the range. So it is difficult to know what this thing will do, because if you can see in the 4 hours, we also have a big run to the upside. Maybe another retracement is necessary here to the 75%, maybe to this fair value gap, and also to take this low right here. The other possibility is that price goes to the upside and create a new high, new all-time high. So that's the 4 hour, sorry. Then the 1 hour is this one right here. And again, we see the price touching this inversion fair value gap, and then getting rejected and going back inside this big fair value gap in the 1 hour chart. What I think is that we can go to the downside in the short term, because we have these 3 lows right here, and those are relative equal lows. So maybe if we can get to the 75% of this down movement and then try to reach to the downside, that could be a good target. The other thing that I'm noticing is that price is rejected here in this inversion fair value gap and this fair value gap here. So every time price goes to that area, it's rejected. So that to me is a sign that maybe we are going to try to reach to the downside. So I'm going to the 15-minute, and this is the scenario in the 15 minutes. We have this movement, and then I measure the movement, and then we can see that we have this 75% area with a fair value gap, and also this big red inversion fair value gap. So maybe that's a good area to go first and then go to the downside. In the 1 minute, I'm gonna show you the 3 areas here that are part of the relative equal lows. So I'm gonna mark them so you can see them. And here we have these relative equal lows, and also, as I always tell you, these consecutive green candles with fair value gaps are good areas to target. So maybe price, if we are going to the downside, if we have a run to the downside, that's a zone that could be a good target. This is this low, sells a liquidity with relative equal lows, and this fair value gap. So we're waiting to see what happens. In the short term, if we get this area, which is the 75% of this movement, maybe we can think of going short. And also we are touching and see rejection in this fair value, this opening range gap in blue. Every time price goes to that area, we have rejection. So maybe if we can get inside this area, touch the 75% of this movement, we can think of taking a trade to the short side. If not, we can think of taking a trade, and as you can see, we are having some reaction there, taking a trade from this 75% area in the 15 minutes. So that's the analysis for today. Let's see what happens, and let's see where the setup is formed, and see if we can take a trade today. Okay, so I enter short here. I'm seeing that the price is trying to go down. According to my analysis, we have this big red candle, then we have retracement, and then we're going down. Now, as you remember, and I want to show you here, I marked this area right here with this line as sell side liquidity with relative equal lows. So I think we are trying to reach for that area. As you can see, we again touch the opening range gap, which is this blue rectangle, and then price got rejected there. Then another thing that I'm seeing here and that I like is that again we price touch this area, this fair value gap, an inversion fair value gap of in the 1 hour, and we reject it again. So that to me is a sign that we might want to reach lower. Here in the 15 minutes we have similar thing. We have this red candle, it closed below this fair value gap, and then the next candle touch that fair value inversion fair value gap, and it got rejected. We are touching again that red inversion fair value gap, and we are getting rejected. And that's my analysis. That's why I think we can reach to this lower area right here. But again, as I don't know exactly, because if I show you the 4 hour, we can see this green candle with a big wick, and then this red candle with a big tail. So we are kind of getting rejected here and rejected here. So that's not for me, it's not an indication that the market is defined and want to show us where it wants to go. So for that reason, I enter my trade with half the position, and that's what I did. To me, this entry a little bit late, yeah, but I wanted the price to break this area right here, this low of this green candle, and to me that's a sign that might want to reach lower. So that's what I did, and that's why I entered the short. So now let's wait to see the final result. Okay, so this is the trade, and the final result is win. Enter here, as I explained to you here, and then the profit target was here. So if I go to the 1 minute here, you can see to me the most important thing for this trade was in the 1 hour, this rejection of this fair value gap right here multiple times. So to me, the rejection there, it was a sign that price wanted to go lower. And I also mentioned that the target could be this relative equal lows right here, and we got that area, and it was like a liquidity sweep, and then price started to go up. So placement of the target is important as well, and for this one was a good trade for me, and it puts me in the right track in this week. So that's the trade for today, and see you next time.